Welcome to the Advisory Group's End of the Year Proactive Tax Planning for 2024 video. Let's first start with some introductions. My name is William Glenn, and I'm a Client Services Associate as one of the TAG team members. Also joining me are Brent Beverly, the President of the Advisory Group, and Manny Chinche, a Senior Advisor at the Advisory Group. Both of them, along with the Advisory Group's Vice President, Chris Lee, are certified financial planner practitioners and wealth advisors at our Diamond Bar branch. At our firm, we partner with clients and believe an educated client is our best client. While we will always try our best to help you when it comes to your finances, we believe that knowledge is power. One of our missions is to share with clients any knowledge that can help them make an informed decision. Our agenda is very straightforward. First, Manny will share with you a brief view of how markets typically perform after U.S. presidential elections. Then, Brent will come up to share with you some proactive tax planning for 2024 and 2025 based on the election results. I asked you to note that we presented a much more comprehensive discussion on markets to date and regarding proactive steps for tax planning for the end of 2024 in our last webinar in October. Our goal here is not to repeat those lessons, but to build on them based on the election results. If you have not heard our October webinar, we recommend that you view that prior to viewing this video. Let's explore these points in more detail. To get into the meat of our presentation, I would like to bring up our next speaker, Mr. Chinche. Manny?
Thank you, Will. I want to make sure that everyone understands that it is not our role to decide or predict who wins the election, but to help all of our investors navigate through the rough seas of the economy around the globe, especially with the level of uncertainty that comes with an election year. This year of 2024 has certainly brought some interesting dynamics for investors. Market volatility, political unrest and fighting, interest rate changes, more inflation, albeit at lower rates, and a contentious presidential election atmosphere. I think it would be safe to say that this election season intensified emotions and left many investors uncertain of how the results could impact equity markets and their investments. That said, history has shown that equities are nonpartisan. Historically, equity markets have been more concerned about the end of an election than about who won it. Their performance is more closely linked to company earnings and overall corporate health than to political outcomes. As financial professionals, we try to provide proactive long-term planning for our clients. So while we don't have a crystal ball that works, historically speaking, the fourth quarter of the year is a good one for investors. This reinforces our thought that particularly when it comes to equities, we believe that long-term investing is a great and prudent strategy. The election results have left many emotions that can be either optimistic or pessimistic about the coming years. Major events can test the confidence of investors, tempting them to make emotional moves in their financial plans. Making investment decisions solely based on the election results is not recommended. History has proven that a well-balanced, diversified, and long-term focused plan that eliminates emotion is in the best interest of any investor. Seasoned investors adjust their holdings based on the unique circumstances they are facing and the desired result they are looking to accomplish instead of current events or short-term fluctuations. Recent history has shown us to expect the unexpected. Regardless of who is sitting in the Oval Office or in the House and Senate, we want our clients to have a plan that can weather a variety of economic scenarios that could occur in the coming years and beyond. So, saying that is one thing, but how have equity markets actually performed in years with presidential elections? We realize this chart is a bit hard on the eyes, but the concept here is the results using a balanced portfolio made up of 60% equities and 40% fixed income. Regardless of which party won the election, the markets have tended to do well in election years. The major exception here is 2008, during what has become termed as the Great Financial Crisis. So how have equity markets performed in the year following presidential elections? As this chart shows, while short-term fluctuations may occur around an election due to possibly emotions running high, equities are more influenced by economic factors, including interest rates, corporate earnings, and inflation. And as you can see from the graph, with the exception of 1981 due to the energy crisis recession and 2001 due to the 9/11 driven turndown, in the year after the election, the S&P 500 has had reasonable returns in the year following that presidential election year. That said, we stand firm by our mantra of proceed with caution. Please remember, we will be watching all areas of the economy that we feel may affect our clients, and we're here for you on any concerns that you may have. And regardless of politics, we still have major market concerns. The direction of inflation rates, further interest rate changes, recession concerns, and of course, geopolitical unrest. Now, these items could be major factors in determining the future direction of equity markets. Recession fears or a decrease in economic activity are always concerning. However, currently many analysts think that we're out of the woods for a recession. This is what many refer to as a soft landing. Now, while others think we may still see a recession, currently anyway, that does not appear to be the case. The economy and job numbers are still relatively satisfactory. And as you know, no one's crystal ball works. At some point, we are likely to see another market downturn. We just don't know when. Regardless of if or when we could see a recession, the likelihood of it being severe in the near future is low. And to review end of the year tax thoughts, allow me to bring up Mr. Beverly. Brent?
Well, thank you, Manny. As Manny noted, let's shift to proactive tax planning for 2024. But first, this might be an ideal time to remember these words of wisdom from the legendary Yogi Berra. It's tough to make predictions, especially about the future. How true that is. Now, we've said it many times. We believe that taking a proactive approach, especially to your tax planning, instead of a reactive approach, could produce better results. Now, I want to reiterate what Will said at the beginning of this video. We presented a much more comprehensive discussion on markets to date and discussion of our proactive steps for tax planning for the end of 2024 in our last webinar in October. Our goal here is not to repeat those lessons, but to build on them based on the election results. So if you've not heard our October webinar, we highly recommend that you view that prior to viewing this video. The biggest change that we see from the election results is in the likely change that we were expecting regarding some scheduled tax law changes. In our October webinar, we noted that the Tax Cuts and Jobs Act, the TCJA, which was passed during the first Trump administration in 2017, brought many changes to the tax code. Those tax rules are currently set to expire on December 31st of 2025, about a year and a month away, unless the law is changed. Now, here are some of the changes that are already scheduled to occur. Now, I'm not going to go over them individually because at the time that we noted before was barring a Republican sweep of the two houses of Congress and the presidency. These are already scheduled to take change. They're not likely to be stopped. However, the current expectation is that there will be Republican control of all three institutions in 2025, so this thinking may change. We will be sure to keep our clients informed of changes in this area as we see proposals for other changes and the way they're going to change things and so on. So by all means, please be sure to stay tuned to our future newsletters and webinars. 2025 promises to be a year of significant changes, and you'll want to keep up on those. What kind of proactive strategies should you be doing it? We covered these strategies in detail in our October webinar. However, we thought it would be at least a good idea to leave you with a checklist of those proactive strategies for 2024 to review after you view this video. So we've got this page up here. This checklist is also included in our newsletter that came out here recently. So you'll see this in different places. Very important. Make sure you go through the check boxes on this before you finish 2024 to see if there are any actions that you need to take to be proactively saving on your taxes. So what can you expect from the advisory group? These have not changed since our October webinar. One of the main focuses that we have is to review changes for our clients on an ongoing basis. That's going to be particularly important in 2025. Our main focus then is to review the changes that our clients may have and then communicate them through regular communications. Look for more frequent discussions on what's going on, and you can expect that we are continuously viewing economic, tax, estate, and investment issues for our clients. In fact, we're most definitely going to be offering other workshops that highlight tax changes and planning ideas through the coming year. Look for our new schedule. So it's going to be an exciting time. Please pause to read through these disclosures. If you want to reach out to us, this is our contact information, and we're going to post this again at the end of the video. We are thankful for the opportunity to assist you with your financial needs. Remember that at our firm, our clients always come first. Your health, your well-being is always our highest priority. If you have any questions or want additional information, here's the information for you to reach us. We're glad to be of service. This concludes this presentation. Thank you again. From all of us at the TAG team, and you see a picture of all of us here, we hope that you, your friends, and your family have a wonderful holiday season. Happy holidays.